time of year when it's after Christmas, but it's not New Year either. And you're either gone back to work or you're one of them lucky devils who hasn't gone back to work yet. I'm one of those what have basically had Christmas Day at work, Boxing Day off, then back to work again, and then this is my weekend off. So me and Mr. Bluebean are trying to get a daily dog walk in. Went to the gym last night, did a session with a PT. Wanted to do one today, but she's having a day off, bless her, because everybody wants her. So yeah, trying to get me 10,000 steps in, but I'll show you what the weather's like, because it's pretty crap. As you can see, it is foggy in my neck of the world. And to be honest with you, it's been foggy since, Boxing Day. Christmas Day was absolutely glorious. It was about 12 degrees, I want to say. And it was lovely. I mean, you could see where you were going for starters. But ever since then, we've just had this damn mist-stroke fog. And yeah, it's been horrific driving conditions. It really has. Especially when it gets dark. Last night, could basically only see one car in front of me. And I was driving along, and then all of a sudden, I was like, crap, there's a bend in the road. And I went in the farmer's field. I was like, and I wasn't going quick before you guys say, oh yeah, she was going too quick. No, I wasn't. I was only going steady, and it's because I didn't know the road. So, yeah, and it was a back road where they don't have white lines in the centre, and they don't have cat's eyes or anything. And even the lines on the edge of the road were worn out. I saw a flipping, a hare suddenly come into view. I was like, shit, there's a hare there. And he was just like stood there going, there's somebody in a car. Shall I run across in front of her, or shall I just sit here? Well, I'll just dart this way for a split second, which shit me up. And then all of a sudden, I'll just go back that way, which luckily he did, because all I could foresee is front bumper's going to be smashed. Brilliant. And we don't want that, do we? We don't want the bumper smashing into pieces. So, yeah, it was a bit dicey. But I nearly went to the gym this morning, and I decided, because the trainer having a day off, I wasn't confident enough to actually go to the gym on my own, because I'm not a perfectionist, but I like to do things right. And she keeps saying to me, you haven't got your hands on the bar right, your feet are too far apart, your feet are not near together, your toes aren't pointed out enough. And so it knocks your confidence, because you're like, well, what the hell? What actually am I doing right when I'm going to the gym? I just thought you picked up a bar or a dumbbell and off you went, but there's a lot more to it than you realise. So, yeah, it knocked my confidence, so I bottled it. I thought, no, I'll not go. Because I wanted to go on one of the gadgets, as I call it, where you bench press. Then I was thinking, I'm not used to somebody putting the weights on the end of the bench for me and assisting me. I don't even know what weight I'm actually bench pressing, because she will do like a drop set. 1 minute she'll whack some weights on, and the next minute she'll take some off, then add some more. And I just sit there, so pretty spoiled. And then I had these thoughts of myself that if I push it up, what happens if I can't get it to click on the clackers at the side, and I end up dropping it and it lands across my chest, and I make a complete tit of myself. So yeah, that's why I bailed on going on my own. It's been 3 months. I'll get there. The confidence will come slowly, but, you just got to take your time, haven't you? I don't want to run before I can walk. I already feel self-conscious going in the gym. I don't know if you guys do. If you go in the gym and you think, I don't look like any of these people. I've got flabby bits and bits I'm insecure with, and these people just look amazing. And it's something I want to aspire to, but I know I've got a long way to go. And yeah, you just feel a little bit intimidated that you're in the wrong place. But it'll come. So yeah, this is why I'll show you guys again who've just joined, and thank you for joining, what the weather's like. It's shit, isn't it? Have you seen it? Look, it is absolutely shocking. My hand is absolutely freezing holding this phone. I can't feel my fingers. And yeah, I don't know if you guys have ventured off and gone shopping and got any bargains, but when the weather's like this, I don't really want to go anywhere. But Mr. Bluebean, the little rascal, he actually needs some dog rub, don't you? Hey? You need some dog food? Yeah. He has pouches and he has biscuits. And the problem is I'm running out of pouches. I think we've either got one pouch left. Well, actually, I think we have got only one pouch left. So I'm going to have to get him some, because if you follow my channel, hi everyone, thank you for watching, I appreciate it, I really do. Mr. Bluebean, this might be gross, so if it's gross, don't look. But I don't know if you can see that lump there. Mr. Bluebean is waiting for operation, guys, and that is what is like a polyp. It's coming from the inside out. He had that cut off, and within 7 days that polyp came back, and it's not nice. His little bum's bleeding. When he poos, it's obstructing his back passage a little bit as well. But I've had to wait for his back end to get strong enough to do this daily dog walk, because Mr. Bluebean hasn't been able to do any walks because he's getting that disease where the back end completely goes. And like I've been saying, he's on medication, he's on gabapentin, which is the same as what humans have. And what it does, it blocks the signals to the back end in his spine. So the pain is not there. But then what happens with this little bugger, he thinks, oh yeah, I'm fixed. And he starts jumping. He starts jumping and looking out the bloody window. And I'm like, get the down. Don't listen. So, yeah, I tell you. So what are you all up to then? I don't want to jabber on too much and bore the shit out of you all, but what are you all up to? Drop me some comments below. Are you thinking about going shopping and getting some bargains, or are you thinking about, do you know what? Do you have another dinner, another Christmas dinner on New Year's Day? That's what I've been thinking, but I've cooked two, and I think I might want to be lazy and not cook a third. I think I want to, just be looked after for once. Not have the pots to do. I don't own a dishwasher. I don't have a proper kitchen, really. I've lived in my house probably 23 years and it's never been finished. It's a DIY SOS project, I tell you. But when certain things come along and health matters crop into the way and loved ones get sick, and I'll show you in a minute, see that there? That's the Trent. Now in 2013 I just got my front room decorated And that Trent had the tidal surge, the wind and the high tide. And it came over. This wasn't here then. And it came over down the other side. And it came into my house. And I had silt in my house. It was awful. And because I had wooden floors, and I still have in some rooms, you could literally lift the floorboard up and put your finger in the water. The void was that full of water. It was horrific. And we weren't even at home. We was in Nottingham celebrating how long we'd been together. And all of a sudden, I'm getting phone calls saying they were evacuating your village. And I'm like, really? I'm like, yeah, we're evacuating the village. You need to get home. You need to get stuff to high ground. And you know what? That was bloody scary because I only had an hour to do it. And it was a case of picking the things that you wanted to save. And this will really pull on your heartstrings. The only thing I really wanted to save was my dog's ashes. My Rottweiler. My first ever dog of my own. I wanted to save it because I knew the ashes were on a little table underneath the TV. And it wasn't very high. It's only about a foot off the ground, and I thought, they're irreplaceable, things like that. So, yeah, that was the only thing. I was, everything else, I was like, I don't care. But that was the main thing I wanted to get home to try and save. And I actually ended up, we moved a fair amount, and we ended up sleeping in the house while we had fans running downstairs drying it out. And the insurance company wouldn't pay out properly because my house was in part of being done up. They won't pay. They said, well, no, your kitchen's not a proper kitchen. And I said, yeah, it's not a proper kitchen because we're doing the kitchen up. And they said, well, we'll only buy one unit. And I'm like, you're having a bloody draft at you, one unit. I said, oh, shove up your bum. What's the point? What is the point of you replacing one unit? And all the plasterwork what we had done, it was all blown on the bottom. And because we hadn't decorated, because it was drying and it only been done not long before, nah, they weren't interested. So, but my next door neighbour got thousands, absolute thousands, and we had the same insurance company. So, yeah, I was absolutely gutted. Hey, look where we are, guys. We're at the bridge. And this is what we do. Come on, Blue, let's touch the bridge. I know you can't, but Mummy can. Ready? We'll go. Can you see that scum line? That is how high this water goes because it's tidal. Oh, and to ask your question, guys, I'm from Lincolnshire. I know I sound a bit Yorkshire, but I am from Lincolnshire in the UK. That's why I've got a bit of a weird accent. Some people like it, some people don't. But that's where I'm from. And thank you for asking. And where are you watching from? Drop some comments below. Just like to know how far we're reaching out this Saturday morning. It'd be lovely to know. Oh dear. I'm out of breath. And it's not because I'm unfit. I'm still full of cold. I've had this cold for over a week. And being a nurse, I protected myself and I protected my patients. And I had the flu jab, I had the COVID jab, and I obviously got it, still got it. Maybe not as bad as what it would have been, but I've still got it. And it's all in the nose and in the sinuses. But at least I'm not going to bed with snot rags rolled up my nose like a walrus, because that is a bit of a passion killer. You must admit. So, oh, thank you, dearest. I don't feel it. I think I look rough as arseholes, but thank you. I do appreciate it. So yeah, I had a breath a bit, but they don't do COVID testing anymore either. When COVID was at its height, we was having to test 3 times a week, and they give you the tests for free. And now, we've got to pay for them. And it's like, well, so where do you draw the line? I have to pay to park at work. I have to pay because I'm a community nurse. All my running costs on my car. I have to pay for my car. I have to pay for new tyres. I have to pay the servicing. I literally have to pay everything. And that's why I need a decent vehicle. But we only get, after a certain time, 22p a mile. I mean, that's nothing, is it? And one shift in particular, I wrapped up 100 miles in a shift. 100 miles. And that is covering the entire county of where I live. So, yeah, not great. But, you know, I think it's the only job that I've had where I actually get job satisfaction, because I like helping people. I like making people better. I like caring for people. And it was a late calling for me. I did all my training during COVID. We didn't know it was coming, did we? That was tough. That was really tough. And just to shout it out, guys, don't be like, oh, I'm going to say it, I've got dyslexia. I didn't know I had, and I found out I had in later life, and it made it hard. It made it even more hard. Writing dissertations when your brain's like, what is all this about, you know? Just let me do my job. Let me prove to you I can do my job. I'm a very hands-on person. Just let me do my job. But obviously, there's the academic side. And that was hard. That was hard for me. It really was. But I'm a fighter. If anybody wants to suddenly change the career and go, do you know what? I'm stuck in a dead-end job. I struggle to go to work because I hate it. And I just want something else. If you've got a goal in mind, just go for it. Because I did. I really had no nursing care other than family. And I lost my partner's mum. She had 5 strokes in a week. And at the time, I weighed 22 stone. I gave up on life. And I didn't want to be here anymore. I had no purpose. I just didn't want to be here. And I decided I was just going to eat myself into oblivion. I was just going to eat and eat and eat. I hardly got off the settee. My job was a desk job. I was in customer service, and I just got moaned at for stuff that wasn't even my fault. All day, every day. Sometimes I hadn't even took my coat off, and they were saying, I want to speak to a supervisor. And you're like, I'm not even sat down, and the shit has already started. And, with her passing so suddenly near Christmas, which was horrific, I just thought, you get one life, you get one chance. You've got to make it work, haven't you? You've got to make it work for you. Because I have this theory that we're all born into the world, and we're all taken from the world. And what we do in between is down to us, guys. It's down to you. It's what you want to do. It's how you want to improve yourself. Because no bugger else is going to help you. You've got to do it for yourself, and you've got to want it. So I was like, do you know what? I'm going to become a nurse. And I'm just going to go to uni. And I'm going to get this degree. And I want to be a community nurse. Or people call them district nurses, but technically we're not. That's another band up. That's classed as a sister, not a nurse. That's what I'm aspiring to. And I did it. And I lost 7 stone. And I'm going to the gym. And I'm trying to lose even more weight. And I'm watching what I eat. Because I ended up with diabetes. You know, I ended up with a lot of health issues. Hi, Holly. I really screwed myself up. But again, I wasn't bothered at the time. But now I am. And now my diabetes is in remission. I don't take tablets. I don't take insulin. I don't take anything. I just got to watch what I eat. But I still enjoy my food. You still can have a cheat day. And you still can go out and have a nice meal. It's just you've got to get back on the horse, haven't you? You've just got to get back on that horse. Because if you stay off that horse and eat, you're going to be a whale. And if you don't want to be a whale, then, you know, guys, you got to put the handbrake on, haven't you? And I'm only being honest, and I'm only talking from experience that this is what I've learned. I'm not perfect. I'm far from being perfect. But with all this life skills and experience I've gained, I just want to help others. I want to, I can't even speak, inspire people to push themselves and do greater things and improve their health without ramming it down the throat. Because I was one of them people, if I went to the doctors and the doctor was overweight and they were sat there chastising me going, well, you need to lose weight. Well, your BMI's over this size. Well, you know, you're a bit fat round the middle. I'd be going, well, sort yourself out, mate. Sort yourself out before you start having a go at me, because I'm not taking any advice from you. Because obviously, you're not taking your own. And I was one of them. So this is why now I've got photographs where I can say to people, look at how I looked. That was me. I hadn't took any injections. I hadn't had a surgery or, shrunk my stomach down. I've done it through cutting down and graft. I've done it the hard way because I don't want it coming back on. I do not want to become that person, because that person's not me. That is not me. Do you know what I mean? There's been this thin person inside my entire life. But my entire life, I have not been thin. I was an overweight child. I had problems with diabetes when I was a kid. Nobody knew. When I was growing up my entire life, people would buy me Christmas presents and birthday presents of clothing for my age, and they never fitted. Can you imagine how mentally messed up that was making me? Thinking, well, what's wrong with me? You know, there's obviously something seriously wrong. But there wasn't. It was because the people who were around me I would go into my nana's and to my mum's and pillar to post and being fed, because, people feed you with love, don't they? They feed you up. And it was making me ill. So, yes, I know there's a lot worse people out there. I do look after them. I look after palliative patients and people at end of life. And I have to make very difficult decisions. I have to make calls of ordering equipment, hospital beds, commodes, having a chat with the family to say, we ain't got very long, guys. We need to make the most of it. And I also verify people when they've died. And that is very, very mentally challenging. You have to walk in there when someone's passed away and do a load of checks and put your name on an official document and say, that patient's passed away, and you're accountable. So my job is tough. It is tough. But you come away and you think, I did the best I could. I did the best I could for that person. So on a lighter note, I'm going to shut up, because you're dropping like flies, so I must be boring you. Are you finding it interesting, any of this, or not? Drop me a comment below. I don't want to bore you to shit rags. I'm not that type of person. But, This is why my patients love me, because they say to me, you say it as it is. You say it as it is, and you're straight. You don't use technical terms, and you're honest. And you're funny. And when some people are in very dark places, they appreciate a little bit of normality. And that's what I try and do in my nursing. I try and be normal. I try and be honest. And I give them as much facts as I can. But, you know, some people don't like it. But it's my style. So I'm going to keep walking down here. Thank you for everyone who's joined in today. This is the only third time I've done a live in 3 years, so I do appreciate it. And if you want to follow my channel, it's Mr. Blue Bean the Frenchie. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, guys, and it's like pulling teeth, because we gain subscribers and then all of a sudden they clear off. And you know what? I take it personally, and I shouldn't do. And it's because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. I can actually tell you I have 618, and I did have 619, but I lost a subscriber. But because I'm into the finer detail, and I always talk back to my my subscribers and whatnot, I know these things, and I notice these things. So, right, on that bombshell, I'm gonna go. Have a brilliant new year, guys. Like I say, enjoy yourselves in moderation, and if you want to make a difference, bloody go for it. You do it, guys. You make a change. If it's in your career, if it's in your personal life, if it's in your weight management, you go for it. All right? And me and Mr. Bluebean, I'll show you him again. There he is. We'll see you on the next one. All right? Bye for now.